Hey Hillary, okay, this is the first video. I've got a document here called YP Campaign Build Automation. I'm going to write down the steps, 3 tabs. There's the shared processes for both, and then there's DSA specific and search specific processes that have to happen for each individual one. I'm going to probably pause this video and kind of do it in multiple steps just because they can get rather large while the files are running. Or at least like some of the processes are running. So anyway, here we go. Okay, so our first step is to find the CIDs for existing DSA campaigns, not remarketing, and then also find CIDs for existing search MIP campaigns that are not remarketing. So I've downloaded the campaign performance report, large file, 150 megs, and it actually, the way Searchforce splits these up is into 2, so it'll stop at 1 million lines, and then it'll dump the rest of them onto the second sheet. For now, the process I'm going to do is to move these campaigns over since we only have 40,000 here. So it will fit on the first sheet, but I'm thinking for the automation, we probably need to have each sheet processed the same way or something, because eventually we're going to be over the 1 sheet limit for campaigns. So anyway, I'm going to do that here. I'm going to move all these over to the bottom here. Then I'm going to delete the second tab. Okay, so the first thing I do, and you'll see that in the steps here, is I'm just trying to identify, and you're familiar with the Searchforce format where the data always starts on C9. I'm just going to need to find which ones already, like which CIDs out of the whole system already have DSA and which ones have search MIP. So the way I do that, even though there may be a quicker way, is what I'll go through now. A few notes of prep first is under campaign status, which I think is column M. Any campaign that is deleted must be deleted first off this report, because we cannot reactivate a deleted campaign. So what I'm going to do, and this is for manual reasons, but I'm going to delete columns A, B. It'll take a minute. And then I'm also going to do the same for rows 1 through 7, just so I can filter it easier. So I'm going to put a filter here. Go over to campaign status, and I've got a custom sort already built. Oops. Campaign status. I've got a custom list for values that is deleted active pause, so it puts my deleted first. I'm going to let that process for a minute. As you can see, these files are massive, so it takes a second. Should be done in a minute. There we go. And then I'm going to search for active by column, find the first active one. There we go. So I'm just basically, there's 300,000 campaigns on this report that are actually deleted. Therefore, I can't use them. Therefore, they should not go on the CID list that we're about to build. Okay, so that's done. Next thing, advertiser ID comes across as like number stored as text. So the other thing I have to do is let this highlight. And I'm sure there's an automatic or a programmatic way to do this, but this is how we do it manually. Let that process. That might be a lot of this video is just processing time on Excel. Trying to keep it short here. So essentially what I'm going to do next, so I can just zoom through it, is I'm going to do a text to columns as a fixed width. That'll take it out of the number stored as text, and then I'm going to change the type to number. And again, that might be a manual thing. I'm just doing that because the SEM facts file that we'll get into in a second has those, the customer ID is, I'm going to put that in number format as well, so that they line up when we do the index match or VLOOKUP, whichever you prefer. Okay, so now that's done, I'm going to go data, text to columns, fixed width, finish. Let that run, cool. I'm going to go home, change it from general to number. I delete the 2 zeros, but that's just for manual reasons. Okay, I'm going to delete the marketing program ID. Okay, so now that we're to this point, I'm going to add another column. And essentially what I'm going to do is search on the account name. So if we go to column, what is that, F? Yeah, column F. you'll see that the account name structure kind of tells you what the campaign is. So here we have like entertainment and attorneys, DSA, MIP, remarketing. Here's another one that's just DSA-industry MIP, right? So, and then you'll see the same structure if we have some search, here's search MIP, paving contractors, search MIP. Then there's also ones that have like search MIP, remarketing. I can't find one right now, but essentially the account name will tell you what kind of campaign it is. And so we do manually an if is number search. And essentially we're just finding, first I'll find remarketing, so that'll ping first within the account name column, which is F2. Don't need that. The value of true is just remarket or something similar. Value of false is another if is and number search. You kind of see where I'm going with this probably already. So then I just want to search for DSA, since my first filter will catch, or my first if up here will catch if it's remarketing, so I don't have to worry about that. If it says DSA in F2, then I want the true value to be DSA, and false, I'm going to do one more if is number search, find search MIP. And if I find that, then within F2, the value is search MIP. And the value of false, I usually just put in other. That's every other campaign type. I didn't close my parentheses, but there's the formula. So it'll tell me quickly if this is remarketing or whatever this is. So I should be able to now fill down, and it should tell me what every type of one is. There we go. Okay. So I usually do a quick check. Here's whatever search MIP. And then here, I just go over real quick and check, like, is this a search MIP? Okay, I got my account name up here. So yes, that looks good. Search MIP, cool. You see we have other types, right? Like GDN MIP, there's GDN whatever, there's a bunch of other types, but I don't care about those. So then what I'm going to do is I've got a list of basically DSA, remarketing. Just put a column header in here real quick. I'm going to sort A to Z. Give it a minute. Okay. So now what I want to do is create, I'm going to open up the fax file, which I already have open here. This comes across as text, but I'll be using it as a CSV. Let me save this real quick. So I'll be saving this as just a regular CSV. So that's how it'll be when the automation is processing. I always save it as CSV. So then what I want to do is basically find the first DSA campaign. Oops. Filter. So DSA other. So I'm going to find other, the first instance of other. Okay, so you can see I got 364,000 DSA campaigns. I'm going to take all of these advertiser IDs or CIDs, and I'm going to move them over to fax. I'm going to type DSA, and then I'm going to do the next for search. Okay, that's below remarketing. This is all manual, right? You can see why I'm doing this manually, but and then other should be the one below that. Nope, wrong. Oh, okay, never mind. Search MIP is the last one, so that's good. Just double quick check. Yep, search MIP is the last one, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to grab all the search MIP CIDs, and so you see, like, overall, what we're doing is just taking. Once we determine from the campaign performance report, we remove the deleted ones, and then find out what, based on the campaign type, what type it is. Now I've got a list. This is every CID that has a current, either active or paused search MIP campaign, and then this column is everything that has an active or paused DSA campaign. All right, I'm going to pause there, and then we'll go to the next step, which is the SEM fax file.